All right, we have the signal for the flip and Wareham. And there goes the Fenwick team.
Yes, the Fenwick did win the toss.
And we're just about ready for the opening kickoff of today's game.
Who's kicking off? I don't know.
All right, now this is a picture of the big crowd here at Bishop Fenwick. Obviously, one of the biggest crowds we have ever had here. Athletic Director Jim McHugh has done a magnificent job in adding stands and also in making this field very, very playable today. As just 2 days ago, we had a couple of inches of snow, and McHugh with his team of Buddy Henry and Bob Tierney and some of the parents, and we're going to be standing just a minute for the national anthem.
Of our national anthem. First, if you all please stand and to honor America, we will have Kimberly Sabella.
Two girls from Fenwick, Kimberly Sabella, and Nicole Stanzati will sing the national anthem. They're in the press box, Nick. I don't think they can get them yet. Oh, they're on the field? Sabella and Nicole Stanzati, the junior, giving us a stirring rendition of the national anthem. As we started to say earlier, Phil, the field was in excellent playing condition due to the hard work that went on this week by AD Jim McHugh and his staff.
Absolutely. Just yesterday, the field was completely muddy, footprints everywhere. They came out and they worked it so much. Looks beautiful. Almost just like regular season. It was middle of the summer. Mr. Giuliano also mentioned about the additional stands to bring in.
We have another rendition of the national anthem by the Wareham marching band. We get kind of caught by that one. Did anybody catch who won the toss? I think we couldn't see the referee. You know who won the toss? Oh, who's kicking off? Yeah, they didn't give much of a signal. We'll find out when they get the field, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah. This one? Yeah, I bet the... Oh, okay, yes, okay, yeah. All right, and there's the national anthem as played by the Wareham band. And Phil, before the anthem started again, you started saying?
I was saying that the additional stands brought in, they are packed with Wareham students, fans, etc. They also brought their marching band, as you saw, playing the national anthem. There are a total of 9 buses bringing Wareham students and fans to this game.
And one of the things, Phil and Greg, that we have to point out today, we just had a magnificent turnout from our video club. hopefully I can remember who's here. We have a total of 18 of the members bringing you today's game. This is not only a big event for the Fenwick team, but for the video club. We have 4 cameras operating, and we have technicians here, and we have cameras all over the place. So Greg, quite a turnout today, and from everybody, right?
Yes.
Greg's a man of few words. All right, as you see on the field now, it'll be Fenwick kicking off from right to left to Wareham. Sean McLean, the outstanding kicker for the Crusaders, will be kicking off to start today's game. And we're going to get an idea of just how this wind is going to affect him with Sean's kick. As we said, it's blowing from east to west across the field. And already the ball has been blown off the tee, and referee has instructed McLean, maybe they may have to have someone come out and hold that, as the wind just keeps picking up. The flag in the south end zone is almost straight out across the field.
Alex says to play SuperBowl.
All right, back deep for Wareham is number 40. That'll be Goucher. And that's a good kick by McLean, taken by number 22, Docanto. Docanto starts up the field and he's hit, and he is leveled that time.
Oh, he kept going.
Oh, he got away from that. It looked like he had been stopped, but finally, for Fenwick, it looks like Mike Karen hit him, along with Lynch. But it looked as if Docanto was going to be dropped back around the 20-yard line, and he just broke free. So already Wareham has shown some of their explosiveness on the opening kickoff. That's Quirino Docanto. Right, though, as we said, the one to watch is Chad Goucher. He's number 28 today's game. And the snap, and the first had a little mix-up in the backfield that time. And the whole middle of the Fenwick. It was Steve Bishop who carried the ball. It looked like they were crossed up in the backfield between the quarterback and by Bishop, as it was not a clean handoff. Mike Burrill was in on the tackle for the Fenwick Crusaders. Wareham quickly out of the huddle. Number 4, Steve Cooper, is the quarterback. Cooper turns, he hands it to the second man through. And that was Steve Bishop, the ball carrier. So far, we haven't seen Goucher yet carrying the ball. Mike Karen was in on the tackle. So it's going to be third down and about 2. And up the middle goes, it looks like number 4, the quarterback, Steve Cooper, kept it, and Mike Karen knocked him out of bounds on a saving tackle. Greg and Phil, we have seen some of the explosiveness already of this Wareham offense.
Absolutely. They're breaking through everywhere.
We have not seen Goucher, their big gun. We have not seen him carry the ball yet.
Yeah, Steve Bishop has had it twice, I believe. He's gains very well run.
Now Cooper, the quarterback, with it. Cooper calling signals. Hands it off to number 14 that time, Joey Tripp. And Tripp was hit with a gain maybe of a yard. The ball is at the 18-yard line. Now they spot it. They spot it up to the 17. So it's a gain of just about a yard. Eric Sostek was in on the tackle that time for the Crusaders. But Wareham knocking on the door here early in the game with 9:03 left in the first period. Steve Cooper calling signals. Oh, and that time there, number 14, Joey Tripp, stepped up, and he was in motion. So Wareham didn't get a chance to get the ball off that time, and Tripp took a step forward. All right, this game is being brought to you by the Bishop Fenwick Video Club with a big hand from the Cablevision of Peabody, Nick Spiliotis and Camille are here to help us out. And later on, we'll try to give you a complete lineup of the Fenwick Video Club. Now that time, it was Goucher carrying for the first time, and he got wrapped up with a gain of about 2. So it'll be 3rd down and 30. Justin Paray was in on the tackle. So now the Fenwick defense is starting to tighten up here. It's 3rd down, 13. Ball is back at the 23-yard line. Donnelly hands it. Donnelly fakes it. He keeps it. Steve Cooper, that is. Sorry, that's Steve Cooper, and Cooper is brought down on the far sidelines.
Tackled by number 25, Atkidanis.
Tackle was made by Atkidanis and Ryan Hayes, and so Cooper kept the ball again, and he did fake the entire right side of the Fenwick defense, but they stopped him from the first down. It's 4th down and about 4. 4th and 4, the ball is on the 18-yard line. Cooper calling signals again. Turns and he hands it off to number 44, Steve Bishop, and Bishop is stopped, and he is stopped short of the first down marker.
I think Fenwick is adapting to Wareham's explosive offense now, and hopefully their offense, the Fenwick offense, can move the ball back down the field and get it into
All right,
better
now they're going to call for a measurement as Wareham got a little better spot on the play that time. So now this is a big one. Early in the game, it looked like they had stopped them cold, and it's Fenwick's ball. The defense stopped them with about an inch. So Bishop Fenwick will take over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball is at the 9-yard line of the Crusaders, and the Crusaders will be moving from right to left. And what we'll see now is quarterback Scott Shepperson. And Shepperson has 8 touchdown passes this year already. Okay. And Shepperson hands it off up the middle to Joey, to Paul Moraes, and Moraes gets a couple of yards on that. It'll be 2nd down and 6. He picked up 4 yards. 2nd and 6, the ball is across the 10-yard line up at about the 12. Joe Cullen takes him out of the huddle. Shepperson calling signals. He has Murray and Doyle behind him. Hands it off in tight to Matt Lynch, and Lynch is wrapped up for a loss. Lynch loses a couple of yards back to the 12, so it'll be 3rd down, and now it'll be 3rd down and about 5 or 6 yard line. The ball is spotted inside the 10, about the 9.5 yard line. So Wareham shows that they not only have a strong offense, but their defense has been, the first 2 downs, has been able to hold the Crusaders back. Once again, it's Shepperson. Shepperson turns. He hands it off to Joe Doyle. Doyle with a last burst, tries to get through it. This is going to be, depends on where they spot this one. It's going to be close for the first down. We'll see if they're going to be calling for a measurement, as Joe Doyle with a second effort pulled ahead and reached out with the ball. So this will be a measurement. It's right now they're saying it's 4th down coming up, but here come the change.
You mentioned that Scott Shepperson has 8 touchdowns for the year. Today it'll be very difficult for a passing game with this wind flying. And they give Fenwick a 1st down.
And that extra effort by Joey Doyle brought the Crusaders the 1st down, a big one here early in the game. Joey Doyle was wrapped up about 3 yards behind where the ball is put right down, and Doyle just pulled ahead and reached out and got just enough for the 1st down. Out of the game comes Murray and Paré. Joe Cullen leads them out. There's Tommy Kasperzak split wide to the left. Shepperson calling signals. Shepperson hands it off to Doyle. Doyle spins his way up to the 25 5-yard line, and Joey Doyle again. Joey Doyle with over 700 yards rushing this year. Only a junior. Was able to pick up 6 yards on that play. It'll be second down and a long 4.
Doyle will be a key factor in this game because, as I said, the passing game is going to be very difficult with this wind blowing right to left.
All right, here's Cullen leads him out of the huddle. He's got Shepperson in the backfield along with Doyle. Tommy Kasperzak split wide to the left. Ball is handed off to Doyle as the second man through, and this time they wrap up Doyle for a gain of only about 1. It'll be third down. Now they're going to spot it up a little with a gain of about 3 that time. So now it'll be third down and a long 2. Kasperzak and Kudanis come out of the game. And Doyle is the deep back. Along with Shepperson, who's calling signals. Shepperson has Grocky in the back, but they hand it off to Doyle again. Doyle again with a second effort, gets up very close to the first down. So it's been Joey Doyle, the workhorse of the Crusaders, and they may be calling for another measurement. So Joe Doyle with some strong inside running.
Yes.
This one will be close. Again, Doyle with a strong run. Might give Fenwick another first down.
Okay, the chains are coming out now, and again, it'll depend on where they spotted the ball. They're stretching the chains, and it looks like he has another first down. So Joe Doyle, on second effort, has brought the Fenwick Crusaders up to about the 29-yard line, where it'll be first and 10. This drive started at the Fenwick 9, and on the ground, they've kept the ball on the ground, and have 2 first downs. They've gotten just exactly 20 yards on 7 carries. All right, Shepperson bootlegs around to the right, and he is hit pretty hard, and it'll be no gain. In on the tackle was number 4, Steve Cooper, and number 75, Mickey Bird.
Wareham grabbed a few people too.
Shepperson over to talk to Coach Costabile, and now he goes back into the huddle. And again, the big center, Joe Cullen, brings them out. As Matt Lynch and Joe Doyle in the backfield. Shepperson back to pass. He's got Burrell, and overthrows him just by about a yard. Pass was incomplete to Mike Burrell. So now it'll be third down and 10. And Phil pointed out earlier that the wind could be a factor, but that time, Phil, Shepperson got a little bit of a break. The wind died down a little bit. He was just a little bit beyond the reach of Burrell.
Exactly so. Mike Burrell is quite open. He had a couple defenders around him, but there was a good chance he could have caught that ball.
Now this is another big play here in this drive, as the Crusaders have stalled just a bit. Shepperson hands it off to the second man through that
32
by Matt Lynch, and Lynch only picked up 2 yards. So it appears now that the Crusaders will have to kick. Sean McLean comes into the game to kick. And now we already saw on the opening kickoff, the wind didn't affect him too much. McLean, one of the premier kickers from the North Shore. 2 of his field goals this year. One was 47 yards and the other was 37. The snap almost went over his head. And we have a whistle. There's a penalty flag down at the line of scrimmage. And at that point, it looks like it may be procedure against the Crusaders. From just about looking at where the flag was, and that's what it is. It's illegal procedure against the Crusaders. One of the linemen moved just before the ball was snapped. So that's going to cost them 5 yards. It'll be fourth down again, and about 11. So McLean will have to do it again. The snap that time was a little high. The last time something like that happened, The snap went over McLean's head, and he was able to throw a pass to get the first down. This time it was a good snap. Nice kick by McLean, and it takes a Fenwick bounce. And Justin Paré did a great job that time of keeping Corino DeCanto. As DeCanto fielded it, it looks like he was going to call for a fair catch. He quickly picked it up, started to move toward the sidelines, and Justin Paré, as he's done so many times this year, was down right on the tackle.
Let's hope Fenwick can stop Wareham and don't let them get any big breaks like they did in their first drive if they want to be able to stay in this game.
That's right, Greg, and as Greg said, first drive, Wareham was able to get the ball down inside the Fenwick 10, and Fenwick had to bow its back to stop them. It was the second time that Wareham has the ball. Steve Cooper will be calling signals, and flag is thrown. That may be delay of game. We'll have to see what they're going to call here. It looked like it was taking Cooper a long time to call that play.
Sharon!
And we did not see the officials call, but I think there was a delay of game penalty. So it cost Wareham 5 yards. Cooper calling signals, and the handoff goes up the middle to number 14, Joey Trippin.
No handoff.
No handoff.
The play was changed to a pass to number 44.
I guess number 44, Steve Bishop, ended up with the ball. And I'll tell you, this Steve Cooper does some great work. Phil over there was finally the one that saw there was no handoff. Phil?
That was an excellent fake, double fake, I believe. It came back into the pocket and threw the pass to number 44, Steve Bishop.
And I think that kind of faked out everybody in the ball field here. So we're going to have to watch. We're going to have to watch Steve Cooper very, very closely. All right, Cooper this time hands it off to Bishop, and Bishop brings it up. Once again, we got completely faked out as Cooper looked like he handed the ball off to Bishop, and he kept the ball, and Mike Burrell broke through and tackled him. It was a loss on the play of about 2, so it'll be 3rd down and 6. I better listen to myself here and remember to keep an eye on Bishop at all times, on Cooper at all times. He's just done a tremendous job of handling the ball. This time he does hand it off to number 14, Joey Tripp. Tripp brings it up for a gain of about 3, and they're spotting the ball now. It'll be 4th down and about 2. The ball is at the Wareham 42-yard line. We have 1 minute and 11 seconds left in the first period.
They will try for the first down.
Pretty much defensive battle here. But hands it off, and Steve Cooper kept the ball. And again, Steve Cooper with his sleight of hand completely buffaloed the Fenwick defense as they all keyed on Joey Tripp, and Cooper came out of the pack with the ball, got it into Fenwick territory at about the 43-yard line where it's a 1st and 10. Wareham didn't even think twice about punting that time. They just gave Cooper the ball, and he did another great job of hiding it. All right, 1st and 10 from the Fenwick 42.
Come on in.
And Cooper hands it off to Chad Goucher. And Goucher, this is only the 3rd time Goucher's handled the ball, but he gets it another 1st down.
Tackle by number 12, Scott Shepard.
Right, Scott Shepard was in on the tackle. The ball is at the 25-yard line, and there's a timeout called by the Crusaders.
Tell you, both of these drives that Wareham has had, they have broken through the Fenwick defense twice. And 3rd and 4th downs to gain good yardage, put themselves in excellent field position.
One of the keys has been the ball handling of the quarterback, Steve Cooper. Cooper has time and again buffaloed the entire Fenwick's defense as they were keying on either Joey Tripp or Todd Goucher, and looked like they had one of them knocked down for a loss, and all of a sudden Cooper comes out of the pack with the ball coming down the sidelines. He is just a master at ball handling.
Yes, faking twice, except one of the times, defending defense was not fooled as they sacked the quarterback.
All right, now the Fenwick defense is over there talking with Coach Al Costabile, and we can see in the middle of the pack, Coach Lyman, the defensive coach, who did such an outstanding job with these kids. Coach Lyman is probably coming up with some kind of a defensive alignment to stop this, to stop Cooper. I'm sure he's told them that they're going to have to watch a little better what Cooper is doing there in the backfield, because I know I've repeated a couple of times, I just can't say enough about his ball handling ability right now. All right, Cooper again calling signals. And they have T formation, an old style T formation. They call it the Bay City T. 3 backs in tight behind Cooper. Hands it off to the second man through. And this time the Fenwick defense was able to stop Goucher. Chad Goucher picked it up maybe with a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Ball is on the 26-yard line. Scott Doobie was in on the tackle that time. It'll be second down and about 6. Ball at the 26. All right, here's Steve Cooper. Cooper calling signals. Again, he has a T formation. And that time, there's a penalty, and it's going to be against Wareham, as it looked like the right end jumped on that play. So it will be a procedure call against Wareham, and that's what the indication is. So Fenwick will take the penalty, bring the ball back to the 31-yard line, and that's the end of the first quarter. All right, so with the score, Wareham nothing and Fenwick nothing. The end of the first, no, they signaled the end of the first quarter, but they're going to stay with it. Okay. And this time it was Scott Doobie in on the carry, and the officials indicated that it was the end of the quarter. Everybody thought it was, and then they just put the ball back down where it was. So it looks like the officials are taking a page out of Cooper's book and keeping everybody a little bit off guard here. And now it looks like it's the end of the quarter as the officials are out there.
In this first quarter, we have seen Scott Cooper play with the ball, just completely baffling Fenwick's defense and getting a couple of amazing runs with the Wareham office, gaining great yardage and putting them in beautiful field position, but there is yet to be a score.
All right, Greg and Phil, like I said before, looks like the referees took a page out of his book. I think everybody in the ballpark here felt and saw that it was the end of the quarter, and all of a sudden, we even switched our camera people in the middle of the play, thinking it was the end of the quarter. But now we're sure it is, as the officials bring the ball down to the other side of the field, and this time it'll be Wareham going from right to left, and Wareham will be looking right into the sun. Wareham comes out on the field first. Fenwick still in their huddle, talking things over with Coach Costabile. Al Costabile from Belmont, would have to say the great coach. The great coach from the Fenwick Crusaders. All right, the referees are still telling Wareham to go back into the huddle. Oh, they were waiting for the change to be brought down from the other side of the field. I'm going to try to recognize the kids, make sure I said everybody, okay? All right, this game is being brought to you by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. And Cooper spins, hands it off to the second man through. That's number 14, Joey Tripp. And Tripp goes all the way down to about somewhere near the 5-yard line. That time, Tripp
Ball carried by number 14, Joey Tripp.
Got the first down for Wareham, and it'll be 1st and goal. Ball will be spotted Ball is spotted at about the 9-yard line, and now they move it back. Looks like it's first and goal. And
Oh, Cooper way out.
Steve Cooper keeps it, goes around the right side, and he's in for the touchdown. So Wareham draws first blood here in the opening minutes of the second period, as Tripp brought the ball down to inside the 10-yard line, and then Cooper spun, faked the handoff, kept the ball, and went into the end zone. So it is now Wareham 6 and Fenwick nothing, and Wareham will be trying the points after.
This time, Cooper just hid the ball and then again ran with it. This time, he made it to the end zone. 6 points for Wareham. This is the umpteenth time that Cooper has hit the ball, fooled the Fenwick defense. This time, the game was into the end zone.
Wareham is going to go for 2, it looks like. I don't see a T out there. It'll be Wareham going for 2, and again, they stack up on that, what they call their Bay City T. The old-time T formation, not seen around here for a long time. All right, Cooper spins, hands it off to Tripp, and we'll have to see where they spot it. We're waiting for the signal. Fenwick is indicating they didn't make it, and Fenwick held that time as the entire middle of the line. So as the teams go back up the field with Wareham leading 6-0, I would like to recognize as many of the kids from the video club as we can. Here right now in the broadcasting booth is Phil Klebanski and Greg Bedard, along with David Paul, Jared Diglio, who just came down from one of the cameras. We also have Adam Salzman, Jennifer Horn, Amanda Folsom, and Ann and John Bedard, along with Adam Stiefel, Albie Tecci, Greg O'Brien.
Brian Carsus, Dan Peculin.
I think that might have been everybody. And Mike Marini, an old grad, came back to give us a hand. We have cameras on top of the concession stand, down on the field, up on the press box.
Also,
and
Brian Burns is in here taping.
Thank you, Phil. We knew that we'd get them all. And then, as soon as we can, we're going to ask David and Jared, who just came down from running one of the cameras, what their impressions are of today's game. Jared?
Well, I feel that Fenwick is doing pretty good, but they got to stop the run game, which Wareham seems to have real strong time with. They're just not doing that, and you see the result. They get a touchdown.
All right. And kickoff taken by number 43 for the Crusaders.
It was returned by number 43, Anthony Gigliello.
And that is the sophomore, Anthony Gigliello, who took the kickoff and brought it up to the 38-yard line. So Anthony Gigliello, the sophomore, on the special teams, came in and was able to make a nice return on the kickoff, giving Fenwick decent field position. Ball's handed off to Doyle, and this time Doyle is hit in the backfield and brought down. And right now, Wareham is showing some of the strength that gave them their 10-0 record.
Absolutely. As Jared said, the Fenwick has to stop the running game, and they would. Their offensive power is the pass game, which is going to be very difficult in this wind.
If Fenwick wants to win, they have to show offense that they've shown all season.
All right, Shepperson calling signals. Back to pass. He's got Burrell. Burrell is out there.
Right.
Shepperson keeping it. Shepperson down the sideline, and he's finally knocked out of bounds on the Fenwick side of the field. Shepperson was looking to Mike Burrell, and Burrell was covered by the Wareham defense. There's a flag on the play, and it's a big one against Wareham. And it's going to bring the ball into Wareham territory at about the 46-yard line. Personal foul against Wareham. And that flag came after the carry. So it may have been a late hit. Burrell comes off the field. Joe Cullen, the big center, brings them out.
That's right.
Shepperson.
I just said dig it for a program. Huh? I said dig it for a program.
Shepperson back to pass again. He's looking for Cadanison. Couldn't get it away again, as once again the Wareham defensive backs have kept the Fenwick receivers bottled up, and Shepperson was hit and for a loss back at about the 48.
Let's go Fenwick! Let's go Fenwick! Let's go Fenwick! Let's go Fenwick!
We finally were able to get the programs got here a little bit late, so now we have a very nice listing of the players so that we don't have to be waiting for the public address announcer to tell us who carried the ball and who was into the tackle. All right, Jefferson, back to pass. Quick pass over the middle. Intercepted by Wareham, number 84. Danny Lake, and Lake brings it down into Fenwick territory at about the 45-yard line.
Looked like
Danny
Jefferson
Lake
missed
was
through.
there and just stepped right in front of the Fenwick defender. Joey Doyle was in on the tackle, and once again, Wareham gets the ball in great field position back inside the 50-yard line at about the 46-yard line of Fenwick.
Looked like Jefferson might have misthrown a little bit there. It was a little over the receiver, went right into the Wareham person.
Mike Cooper calling signals. Again, he has the T formation. Hands it off to number 24, Kyle Anders, it looked like, but we'll have to check that number. It was handed off by number 428, and that was Chad Goucher. Goucher, 180-pound, 5'9", senior, one of the leading scorers in the state. Ball is handed off to Bishop, and Bishop plows through the middle and picks up about 6 yards. It'll be third down and about 4.
Ball carried by number 14, Joey Tripp. He was tackled by number 85, Justin Paré.
Justin Paré was in on the tackle. Coming into the game for Fenwick, number 81, Tommy Kasperzak. Here's a big down for the Crusaders. Right now, it's third and about 3. There's a fumble on the play, and we'll have to wait until this unpiles. Fumble right about at the line of scrimmage, and it looks like Wareham may have picked up their own fumble as number 56, Brendan Duarte, comes in off the bottom of the pile. So one of the few mistakes that Wareham has made so far this afternoon, and they were able to keep the ball. And now there's a timeout on the field with the score. Wareham 6 and Fenwick nothing. And right now, Greg and Phil, this has been pretty much a Wareham ball game. They've been able to stop the Fenwick passing game, stop their running game, and also show us their offensive power.
I think if Fenwick wants to win, they've been playing great all season, but right now they're playing like a
like they're having a tough time, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said before, the passing game is Fenwick's strong point, and they have had no opportunities to institute it and get a positive aspect of it. Wareham has just been tearing apart the defense with their running game, and Fenwick is having a little trouble mounting their running game to match that Wareham's offensive capabilities.
All right, teams come back out of the field, and this is a big play here with 7:07 left to play in the half. Fourth down and 4th and 3. Wareham comes out in their T formation with Steve Cooper calling signals. Cooper turns, hands it off to the second man through, and
flag on the
it's enough
play.
for the first down, but there's a flag on the play. And there's a Fenwick player down, but that was Steve Bishop that carried the ball. The flag was thrown in the Wareham backfield, and the referees are discussing it, and it's offside against Fenwick. So that hurts, as they may have stopped the run, but the offside call gives Wareham a 1st and 10. So kind of like when it rains, it pours today. Just when it looked like Fenwick may have stopped this drive, an offside call gives the ball back to Wareham at 1st and 10. They're on about the Fenwick 35-yard line. And it's Cooper calling signals. Cooper gives the ball off to number 44, Steve Bishop, and Bishop goes all the way down to the Fenwick 9-yard line. Check that, it went to Brad Goucher that time. So Goucher, again, as we said earlier, one of the leading scorers in the state, was able to take that one down inside the Fenwick 10-yard line. Now they spotted the ball back at the 11, so Wareham can make a first down here. Ball was spotted back at the 11. It is 1st and 10. And Goucher hands it off to Tripp, and Tripp is stopped on the play by number 58, Brian Riley, as Riley had him right at the line of scrimmage. Jason Maxwell was in on the play also, and Mike Burrell. So they were able to stop for that play at no gain. 2nd down and 10, ball back at about the 11-yard line.
2nd down and 10.
They have to whistle as the ball just came out onto the field. There are 5 minutes and 41 seconds left to play here in the first half. Wareham leading 6-0, but knocking on the door again. And again they decoyed it, and this time Cooper kept the ball, and he was knocked down by Paul Murray, but he got into the end zone for a touchdown. Paul Murray's had him at about the 3-yard line, but he escaped the tackle and got back in again. Steve Cooper again showing his sleight of hand, kept the ball. The Fenwick line looked at Stephen Bishop coming through. Cooper went around the right side and was able to get out of the tackle of Paul Murray and into the end zone. And now Wareham has increased their lead to 12-0 with 5 minutes and 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. Wareham comes out. They're going to go for 2. Right now, I would like to point out to you that this part of the game is being directed by Brian Carsus, one of the members of the Fenwick Video Club. And Wareham has got the 2 points. And Goucher brings it in for the 2 points. So now the score is Wareham 14 and Fenwick nothing.
For the second time in this first half, Scott Cooper again shows how he handles the ball. As he put it in the end zone for the second time, they made the 2-point conversion, and Wareham is up 2 touchdowns to none.
Right now, we'd like to recognize the Bishop Fenwick coaching staff, who have done such a fantastic job this year. The head coach, Al Costabile, defensive coach, Paul Lyman, along with coaches Dugan and Coach Duggan. There's one his name is Dugan and one is Duggan. And Coach Forsey, along with Coach Murray and Coach Guido. Kicking off for Wareham is number 23, Doug Kelch. At Kudanis, right straight up the middle, and Kudanis gets a good run back up to about the 40-yard line. And they spot the ball. This ball is spotted at the 40-yard line, 35-yard line. So Art Kudanis had a return of about 16 yards. So now Scott Shepperson will be leading the charge. He has Joe Doyle along with Matt Lynch in the backfield behind him. Paul Murray is also in the backfield. Ball is handed off in the backfield, and was Matt Lynch. Got nowhere that time. He was driven way back. They're going to give him the forward progress at the 36-yard line. They say he got a gain of 1 before he was pushed back 4 or 5 yards. Shepperson back in after talking it over with Coach Costabile. The big center, Joe Cullen, takes him out of the huddle. Murray, Lynch, and Doyle behind Shepperson. I formation. Both ends in tight. Ball is handed off to the third man through Doyle, and Doyle spins his way up to the 45-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and a short yard to go. Fenwick has to get the ball over the 45-yard line, and Doyle the nose of the ball is touching the 45, so they're about half a yard shy of the first down. We have 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half. Wareham leading 14-0. Moraes has it, and Moraes gets his way up close to the 50-yard line. And it's a Fenwick first down.
Tackled by number 56, Brandon Duarte.
He was tackled by Brandon Duarte. The ball just shy of the 50-yard line. Fenwick going with the I formation, both ends in tight. Shepperson hands it off to Doyle, and Doyle is stood up at the 49-yard line. They may give him forward progress down to the 48. And it will be second down and 8 to go. They gave him forward progress up to just inside the 48, outside the 48-yard line. 2nd and 2, 3 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the first half. Shepperson calling signals. Fenwick staying in the I formation with both ends tight. Goes into the third man through. Doyle brings it up to the 45-yard line. And we have a whistle. And it looks like there's a timeout. It was signaled a timeout for Fenwick. Wareham goes off the field, and the Crusaders staying on the field for this timeout. We have 3 minutes left to play in the second half, and Fenwick has a bit of a drive going here, keyed by Joe Doyle's running once again. But they're only picking up 3-4 yards at a time, and what they need is for someone to break it.
That's exactly what they need.
Fenwick must turn this into a scoring drive if they want to have a chance in the second half.
It would be a big boost for them to go into the dressing room at the end of the half with having scored a touchdown. Of course, we're on the Wareham side. If they can stop this drive and go into the dressing room at halftime with the 14-0 lead, that's going to give them a big lift. But right now, Fenwick's struggling. They're trying to mount some kind of an offense. Once again, I formation. Murray splits out to the right. Now Murray in motion to the left. Lynch has the ball. Lynch gets a big hole and goes past the first down marker, and gets the ball inside the 45-yard line of Wareham at about the 43. 2:51 left here in the first half.
With that run, Matt Lynch, another Fenwick first down, and puts them beyond the Wareham 40.
Say, Brian Casas in our broadcasting booth in our van is doing a tremendous job here directing this, and we want to thank Cablevision of Peabody for the help that they're giving us, and also letting the kids get down there and working some of the equipment and directing this. Our video club has never had this opportunity. Today they're getting it thanks to Nick and Camille. Joe Doyle on that one brought the ball down to the 39-yard line. It was a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. This is the first time, as we said before, that our kids here at Fenwick have had the opportunity to work with the type of equipment that's available at the Cablevision studios, and I'm sure that in a minute we'll ask Jared and David how it felt working with some real good equipment. All right, it is now 2nd down, 6 on the 35-yard line. Shepperson pitches it out to Doyle. Doyle gets down to about the 31-yard line, and Joey Doyle that time took the pitch and went off to his right.
Excellent take from the lateral. They might have to bring out the sticks and measure this. This is very close.
The tackle that time was by number 83, Dennis Morrell. Greg.
Getting less, it seems they moved to going to the outside since Fenwick was not productive going through the center. And going to the outside is proved productive.
It'll be 3rd down and less than a yard. Fenwick fans getting something to holler about here. They give the ball into Lynch, and Lynch gets the first down, but not a whole lot more. And we'll see they're going to give him the front. Where they spot the ball was forward progress is at about the 32-yard line, and it is another first down for Fenwick. The tackle was made by Brandon Duarte. So it's 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, and we have a timeout on the field, and the score is Wareham 14 and Fenwick nothing. Jared Diglio behind me. Jared, how did it feel using this kind of equipment that we've never been used to using?
It was pretty cold up there. No, seriously, it's a great piece of equipment. It's got a nice zoom. I think they said 16:1, and it's just a marvelous camera. I really compliment them on their good skill in using it today.
That was Jared Diglio. We'll have to get a comment from somebody else. Yeah.
Hi.
Oh. Yeah. Not really. Why? What do you want to say?
With a minute and a half in this period, actually, Fenwick has 27 yards to the end zone. They would really need it. They really would.
All right,
enjoy
now
a touchdown.
coming out on the field is Fenwick. We have a minute and 37 seconds left here in the first half. Wareham coming back out on the field. Fenwick with their best drive so far of the afternoon. Shepperson brings them out. We have one single back in the backfield. Murray split, and the ball is pitched out to number 34, Jim Grocky, and Grocky was hit for a big loss that time, a loss of about 8 yards, and that one didn't fool Wareham very much. Fenwick went into the formation with just one back, and Murray was split to the right, but Grocky, taking the pitch out, was stopped for it's a loss of 7, 2nd and 17. Shepperson quickly pass to Burrell. Burrell completes the pass and still on his feet. Burrell gets it down to the 25-yard line. Check that. It's at the 32-yard line. They spot it. But that play completed to Burrell brought them back just about to the previous line of scrimmage. So we have 50 seconds left here in the first half. The score, Wareham 14, Fenwick nothing. 3rd down and 9. 3rd and 9 from the 34. Joe Cullen brings them out of the huddle. And they're back to the I formation with Moraes, Lynch, and Doyle in the backfield. Both ends in tight. Shepperson back to pass. And he throws it deep. And Fenwick looking for an interference that time. Interference called. Justin Paré was out there, and it seemed like he hesitated for a minute, and the ball was thrown into the area of the end zone, but it's kind of hard to see exactly why Paré hesitated for a second. But at any rate,
I think,
Phil,
like you said, he was looking for an interference call, and it did not come.
And the referees are signaling a timeout for Fenwick. That time, Paré wasn't open. It looked like there might have been some incidental contact down there around the 7-yard line, and the pass fell incomplete. So once again, Fenwick with their backs to the wall. A 4th down and 9, 45 seconds left. Wareham leading 14-0. And as we said earlier, this has been the best drive of the afternoon that Fenwick has mounted, but they're down to their last down. 45 seconds left.
I think that Fenwick only made 2 mistakes in this whole half, and that's what caused Wareham to capitalize. Those 2 penalties, illegal motion, Wareham just took those up and went with them, giving Wareham a 14-0 lead.
All right, Fenwick coming back in the field. They have Doyle, Lynch along in the backfield. Tom Kasperzak at one end, Burrell at the other.
Shepperson might be looking to pass this play.
All right, 4th and 9. Split wide to the right is Kasperzak. Jefferson back to pass, and he's intercepted again by Wareham. The pass was intended for Burrell, and it was intercepted.
Intended for number 88, Mike Burrell.
And the ball was knocked down. We thought that it was intercepted because, but we were blocked by some of the people standing on the sidelines. So for Fenwick, it was a 4th and 9, and they turned the ball over on downs. 38 seconds left. Wareham has the ball.
Shepperson's having a tough time throwing today. That's the second interception. Looked like he's been misthrowing a little bit. I'm sorry, there was not an interception, but second time misthrown.
Okay, number 4, Steve Cooper, in at quarterback. Again, the T formation. Cooper back to pass. Throws it long and deep, and Kudanis just off his fingertips. A great defensive play that time by Kudanis as he went high up in the air to knock down the pass. And Kudanis, that was a touchdown-saving pass that time, as Arthur had been beaten by the defender, by the pass receiver, but he got up there and knocked the ball down.
Arthur just possibly saved Fenwick from another Wareham touchdown.
32 seconds left to play here in the first half. Again, Cooper with it, spins and hands it off to, looks like that's Goucher with the ball, and he didn't go very far, got about 2 yards. Clock still moving, 17 seconds to play here in the first half.
By number 55, Mike Marino.
Mike Marino was in on the tackle that time of Goucher. With only 5 seconds left, Wareham has to hurry to get a play off this time. Cooper hands it off. No, Cooper keeps it, goes around to the right side, and he's still on his feet, and this time he's knocked down by Burrell was in on the tackle, along with Tommy Kasperzak. The scoreboard shows nothing left. The referee picks up the ball, and the score at the end of the first half is Wareham 14 and Fenwick nothing. You are. All right, we're going to stay with it right here on the field. We're going to be able to see the award-winning Bishop Fenwick cheerleaders with their coach, Connie Varadakis, perform for us, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing a little bit of the Wareham cheerleaders. For the first time, I think, in my memory, we're going to be entertained by a marching band. The Wareham has brought up not only about 1,000 fans, but they have also brought their marching band here, and we'll be seeing them. We see them now. The Wareham cheerleaders coming over to the Fenwick side. Okay, we just got word from the van that we're going to be taking a break here in a couple of seconds. So with the score, Wareham 14, Bishop Fenwick nothing. We'll be back with more halftime activities. What? All year long have been here at Fenwick. They've been going home and away, rain or shine, videotaping all of the games, giving the information to Coach Costabile, and the coach has used this in preparation for the game. So the video club have provided a tremendous service to the football team as they've been doing for the last 10 years.
No, to do halftime. Can't have too much change.
Wareham will be entering the field from the south gate, and Fenwick will be coming through the main gate at the middle of the field. We see a couple of the officials crossing the field, so we'll be ready to we'll be starting second half action. Now you're getting another look at the huge crowd here, estimated to be close to 2,000 people. Both once again, we want to recognize the work that athletic director Jim McHugh and his staff of Buddy Henry and Bob Tierney, along with members of the Bishop Fenwick Football Pigskin Club, have done to get this field in the condition that it's in today. Remembering that just 3 days ago, it didn't look too promising. There was 2 inches of snow on the field, and the athletic department worked well into the night, getting the snow off the field, putting compound down on the field to get it dry. And today, this field is in excellent playing condition. Again, now we're going to be looking in a second at the Wareham crowd. Wareham brought down with them 7 busloads of people. And I think one of the things that, again, to compliment Jim McHugh on is that not only the job of getting the field prepared, but in the logistics of this, it looks like there's not going to be any problem at all having people leaving the field today. We're kind of concerned about the parking facilities, but everything was just done such a great job here, and it's been a school-wide effort to get prepared for today's game. It's something that I think the kids in the school will never forget. Just the excitement that was being generated here at the school.
The athletic department really did. I mean, they gave 110% this time. I myself saw the field, and this was a pretty bad field. I mean, 2 inches of snow, like Spike said, and overnight, literally, just the transformation is incredible.
We're still waiting for the teams to make an appearance. It looked as if they were going to come out, but they're still in the locker room. I'm sure Coach Costabile and his coaching staff are working hard to try to come up with some way to stop this Wareham offense. Score, as we said earlier, is 14-0. Wareham leading. Again, we'll be looking at this huge crowd, not only in the stands, but ringing the stadium. We can see that the softball fence was taken down and put up to enclose the field, and the crowd estimated at over 2,500 people. And now Wareham is coming out of their locker room, and they're heading out to the south gate to come onto the field. Fenwick still has not made their appearance. I think you maybe can get McHugh and Henry down there on about the 15-yard line. About the 15-yard line, near the flag.
Give me money.
Yeah, down by the flagpole, and the flagpole side. All right, again, we're showing the Fenwick press box, the huge crowd here, and as we have been saying earlier, Wareham is now coming in, and we see right there Jim McHugh and Buddy Henry out here looking things over, and again, just a great job in getting things ready. Wareham has just come out onto the field, and they are gathering it around midfield.
You know I'm here?
Fenwick now
I don't think so.
starting to come out of their, getting ready to come out of their locker room, and we'll be coming in for a second half action in just a second.
I'm back.
When play resumes, Wareham will be kicking off to Fenwick, and they'll be having a huddle at midfield to decide which goal to defend. The referees are now coming back onto the field, so we will be gearing up for second half action. Once again, Wareham with a strong attack have two touchdowns, one by the quarterback, Steve Cooper. And Cooper has shown us a remarkable ability in his ball handling, as more than one time he has completely fooled the Fenwick defense, along with a lot of other people, as they would key on one of the running backs, and Cooper would come out of the backfield with the ball, picking up large chunks of yardage. And Phil Klebanski is back with us. Phil had gone down to the field earlier at halftime. And Phil, what seems to be the general mood of the people here?
Well, Fenwick, the Fenwick fans right now are a little bit downcast, but I think that they're ready. They want this team to come back, score a couple touchdowns. And I think it is possible they can come back and win this game in the second half. The important thing is that the defense keeps Steve Cooper and their running game at bay. During halftime,
Fenwick now coming out of the locker room, and they'll be led onto the field by their captain number 33, Paul Moraes. Wareham is down on the field, stretching out, getting ready for second half action, and the Crusaders will be making their appearance on the field in just a second. Brick, your impressions of the first half so far?
Well, the first half was very poorly played by Fenwick. I think Wareham totally dominated on defense and offense.
Here come the Crusaders, led by Paul Moraes. Today is a big day throughout the state, with 12 football teams playing in the Super Bowl. Also here on the North Shore, Gloucester will be facing Dartmouth. Newburyport will be facing East Bridgewater. So Moraes, Captain Paul Moraes, along with Captains Art Kudanis, Brian Riley, and Matt Lynch, lead the team over to the sidelines. And the captains are now meeting with the officials. The Wareham captains have not yet come out onto the field. Now the referees escorting the Wareham captains onto the field, and we'll be ready for second half kickoff in just a second.
He was like freaking out.
So far, one of the things that we thought might be a big factor in today's game, the wind, really hasn't been a factor, as first of all, Fenwick hasn't had the opportunity to do too much with their kicking game, but Fenwick will be receiving the ball to start the second half.
I'll tell you, I think the reason that the wind hasn't been a factor is because that none of the teams are really incorporating the passing game into this matchup.
All right, the Fenwick team goes, and Wareham teams go back to their benches. And in just about a second, the starting lineups will be back out onto the field. Today we're playing 11-minute periods. We have 11-minute periods. So we have 22 minutes of football left this afternoon. Wareham will be defending the goal to our left. Fenwick moving from right to left. Going back deep to receive the kickoff for the Crusaders, number 25, Art Kudanis. Number 34, Jim Grocky. They're back deep. The up backs, Anthony Gigliello.
Kicking off for Wareham will be number 23, Doug Kelly.
And the second half is underway. Ball is fumbled by Grocky, picks it up, comes right up the middle with it. Jim Grocky brings the ball up to about the 37-yard line, where Fenwick will start their play. First and 10. Not too bad field position that time, where Grocky picked up about 16 yards on the return.
Not bad at all. As you said, Grocky made a nice run, brought it up to, looks like 30 some odd. 32 it is. Fenwick has to really work this quarter. They're down 14-0.
Joe Cullen brings them out of the huddle. Scott Shepperson calling signals. Fenwick in the I formation. Both ends in tight. Hands it off to the second man through that time. The ball is fumbled. And we'll have to see it. Look, Wareham saying they have the ball. And Fenwick saying they have the ball. So as the pile unpiles,
Fenwick has possession.
Looks like Fenwick was able to hang on to it. The last man up for Fenwick was Brian Riley.
And about 8.
And there was a gain of 8 yards on the play. Let's check that. It was a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Doyle and Lynch in the backfield. Ball is handed off to Doyle. Doyle busted up the middle. Straight up the middle for a first down. Joey Doyle brings it up to about the 47-yard line.
In this second half, they will have to control, the offense had to control the clock, and the defense had to stop Wareham in order for Fenwick to get back in this game.
So Joe Doyle, a big 8-yard carry. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball is on the 43-yard line of the Crusaders. And again, Joey Doyle picks up about 5 yards, bringing up very close to the midfield mark.
Ball carried by number 31, Joe Doyle.
It was a gain of about 4. Ball is spotted at the 48-yard line. Doyle, Moraes, and Lynch in the backfield. Both ends in tight. Shepperson calling signals. Hands it off to Matt Lynch, and Lynch picks up about 4 yards. It goes into Wareham territory at about the 48-yard line of Wareham.
75, Mickey Bird.
3rd and 2.
It'll be 3rd down and 2. Ball is at the 48-yard line. At the 40.
Yes. 48.
Shepperson hands it off to Doyle. Doyle has the first down, a little bit more.
Ball carried by number 31, Joe Doyle.
And Doyle has the first down.
Tackled by number 10, Joshua.
One of the things that's kind of affected us by the wind is that all of the line markers have been blown away. So we have to keep counting which line they're at. The line markers were gone long before the game started. The wind, right now they're over on the baseball field, I think. All right, Shepperson turns, fakes it to Doyle, back to pass, throws it out deep, and Mike Burrell makes a sensational catch. And are they saying no? What did they say? He did have the reception. That's the first completed pass by Fenwick. And no, they say that he trapped it. Burrell went down, and they ruled it a trap. So it'll be.
That was a lousy call.
What?
I think that was a lousy call. I believe
You can't say that. Don't say that.
he had possession before he was all the way down.
All right. And now this time Doyle again. Doyle again carries it for a gain of about 5.
Tackled by number 5, J.T. Cardoza, and number 6.
All right, the tackle was made by Cardoza, along with number 64, Adam Gerard. It was a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and a long 5 for the Crusaders. Ball is on the Wareham 40-yard line. Scott Shepperson will be calling signals. And he pitches it back to Doyle, and Doyle with a nice run that time. As Shepperson was bumped as he turned to throw the ball to Doyle, he still got it away, and Doyle brings it down close to the first down. It depends on where the spot is. It's about a yard short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1. It'll be a very short one. All right, Jefferson, they're calling signals. 1 yard to go. And Doyle is met in the backfield. And he was just driven down. It was a loss on Doyle Wareham. Wareham was able to break through that time. And for Wareham, it was Matt McKay who was in on the tackle. And he just stopped Doyle cold. So a big play that time by Wareham. All right, Steve Cooper calling signals. And players. Steve Bishop was the ball carrier, and he was wrapped up the gain of about 4 yards.
He was tackled by number 56, Scott Doobie.
They're on the Wareham 45-yard line. Scott Doobie was in on the tackle. Again, Wareham in their T formation. They call it the Bay City T. Cooper calling signals. Turns, hands it off to number 14, Joey Tripp, and Tripp brings it into Fenwick territory across the 40, across the 45-yard line, close to the 40.
Tackled by number 11, Ryan Hayes.
Ryan Hayes was in on the tackle along with Scott Jefferson. It's a 1st and 10, ball spotted back at the 44-yard line. The third period is being produced by Dan Peculian from the Bishop Fenwick Video Club. And Cooper that time spins, keeps it, and he picks up about 4 or 5 yards. And again, Cooper showing his ball handling ability.
Yes, that's the umpteenth time this game that it's not Scott Jefferson, it's Cooper has taken the ball, hidden it from the Fenwick defense, and got a nice gain out of the play.
Cooper gained about 5 yards on that. It'll be second, a little over 5. Cooper calling signals, hands it off to number 44, Stephen Bishop, and Bishop with a big gain that time, as the Wareham front line is just ripping open holes in the Fenwick defense. Brian Riley was finally brought down Bishop. Hayes comes out of the game. Ball is on the 17-yard line of the Crusaders. 1st and 10 for Wareham. And Cooper keeps it. It looks like there might have been a busted play that time, as he juggled the ball a little bit coming out from the center, and kept it. Picked up about 1.5 yards to 2 yards as the pile unfolds. Coming up from the bottom of the pile is Mike Burrill in on the tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball is right at the 15-yard line. So Fenwick, once again, their defense has to bow their backs. Wareham in their T formation. Cooper calling signals. Cooper keeps it, and that time, Mike Karen broke through and wrapped him right up for a loss, a big loss that time of about 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 12, back at the Fenwick 18-yard line.
Fenwick finally able to stop Cooper and his ball handling ability on that play.
That time it was Mike Karen who came in from his defensive back position and was able to wrap him right up there. So, another big play for the Crusaders, 3rd down and 12. Ball is on the 18. Cooper hands it off to number 14, Joey Tripp, and Tripp brings a host of the Fenwick line with him, carrying them on his back, and he, for a gain that time of about 7 yards, so it'll be 4th and about 5. Arthur Kadanis gets up off the bottom of that pile. Scott Doobie, number 56, calls the defensive signals for the Crusaders. So the Crusaders have to stop them right here. 4th and 6. Deep in Fenwick territory. Ball is at the 11-yard line. Cooper has it. And looks like it's another touchdown for Wareham as he was able to get the ball to Joey Tripp. And Tripp slanted off to his right into the end zone. And that makes the score Wareham 20 and Fenwick nothing. Wareham now is 20. So the touchdown scored by number 14, one of the captains, Joey Tripp.
Fenwick was able to stop that running play 2 plays ago, but this time, no deal. Tripp ran in and did a little dancing in the middle of the piles, ran in for a touchdown.
Again, Wareham will go for 2. There's 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to play here in the 3rd period. Wareham leading 20-0, and the ball is handed off to. We'll have to see who the ball carrier was that time. It was to Goucher, and Goucher was stopped from getting into the end zone, but the score as we come back up the field is Wareham 20 and the Crusaders nothing. So tough series of downs again that time for the Crusaders as they had Wareham stopped. They had broken through and sent them for a big loss, but once again the explosiveness of the Wareham offense, they were able to put the ball into the end zone. And Wareham, so far what we've seen, Wareham is everything that they had been cracked up to be. They were the second leading scorer in the state, second only to Division I Zavarian. And I think the fans have been treated to the reason why Wareham. And they've been talking all about number 28 for Wareham, their big player Chad Goucher. But from what we've seen, the player of the game has to be the quarterback. That kick, the kickoff by Wareham rolled around. Anthony Gigliello was finally able to pick it up, and just in time, as he fell on it, it was a tough ball to handle. As we started to say, so far today, the star of the game has to be number 4, Steve Cooper. He has kept the Fenwick defense off balance all afternoon with his ball handling ability.
Absolutely. He's handled the ball, he bobbles it, and he hands it off the way no one would ever think before. That has led to 3 Wareham touchdowns and 1 2-point conversion.
Paul Moraes splits off to the right. Now Moraes comes in motion to the left. Shepperson turns, hands it off to Moraes, and Moraes picks up about 3 yards.
Ball carried by number 32.
Fenwick's offense has done nothing all this game, but if they can come up with a late drive, they might get some momentum going.
We have 2:33 left here in the third period, and as Greg pointed out, the Wareham, known for its offense, has been just dynamite on defense so far. Shepperson hands it off to Doyle. Doyle breaks one, and Doyle brings it up to about the 45-yard line, where it's good for a 1st and 10. And Doyle, very quietly, has been picking up chunks of yardage, and Doyle has done a real good job for the Crusaders. Ball spotted on the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 minutes, coming down to 2 minutes left to play in the 3rd period. Shepperson has Doyle, Moraes and Lynch in the backfield. Hands it off to Doyle. Doyle cuts to his right and picks up about 3 yards. Brings the ball up to the 48-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 7. Tackle was made by Joshua Lopes. Cullen brings the Crusaders out of the huddle. Shepperson hands it off in the backfield to Mr. Joey Doyle, and Doyle was wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No, that was Jim Grocky. Grocky had come into the game, and it was Grocky for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Ball still at the 48-yard line.
Third down and about 5 yards to go.
So it'll be third down. Perez, Doyle, and Gruck in the backfield. Ball given to Doyle. Doyle tripped up just past the line of scrimmage. He picked up about 2 yards, 2 or 3 yards. It'll be fourth down and 3 for the Crusaders. And they're going to go for it. We don't see Sean McLean coming on the field. Good gamble that time by this time by Coach Costabile, as right now they've got nothing to lose by trying for it. Shepperson calling signals. Shepperson hands off to Doyle. Doyle almost broke it as he brings it down to the, and there's a flag down on the play, and Wareham will be called for a personal foul. It looks like personal foul face mask on Wareham. So not only did Doyle pick up the yards for the first down into Wareham territory, but they're going to get a penalty on top of it. So this will bring the ball down to about the 30-yard line. We'll see if this is going to be the 15-yarder or a 10-yarder. Depends on how the officials saw that. And it's a big one, a 15-yard penalty against Wareham. So Joey Doyle, once again, has brought this crowd to its feet. Ball is on the 21-yard line, where it's 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. And we have a whistle, and that is the end of the third period. So at the end of 3, it is Bishop Fenwick 20 and Wareham nothing. I've checked that. It's kind of wishful thinking on my part. It's Wareham 20 and Bishop Fenwick nothing. So we have 11 minutes of football left in the 1995 season. Bishop Fenwick finishing off a tremendous season at 9-1 during the regular season. And right now, we're from our point of the broadcast booth, we're looking at Scott McLean. McLean, working with Coach McLean, his father, is trying to get his leg unwound. There's a possibility that if they get in, if they run into some trouble, McLean will come in and try a field goal. This, at the ball on the 21-yard line, this is within Scott McLean's range, as he already has a 47-yard field goal this year. And the wind has died down just a little bit. Now we're just getting gusts of wind at a time. And now, here come the Crusaders back on the field to a big cheer from their fans. Joe Doyle has brought the crowd to its feet as he has brought the Crusaders down to the Wareham 21-yard line. Cullen brings out the Crusaders. Lynch, Doyle in the backfield. Ball pitched back to Doyle. Doyle cuts up the field and picks up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
At this point in the game, Joe Doyle is Fenwick's only weapon. They cannot use Scott Shepperdson's passing game due to the wind, or they choose not to. I'll make the point that Wareham has only thrown, I believe, 2 passes, and they have yet to kick anything except for kickoffs.
Along with the wind, Phil, one of the things has been Wareham has shown a strong pass defense, as Shepperson a couple of times has had to eat the ball because he couldn't find any of his receivers out there loose. Ball handed off again to Doyle, and Doyle busts up through the middle and picks up about 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball is at the 17-yard line. 10 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the game. Wareham leading 20-0. Okay, Shepperson along with Lynch and Doyle in the backfield. Atkudanis in motion. Doyle stood up at the 15-yard line.
Ball carried by number 31.
So that time, the Wareham defense keyed on Joey Doyle and were able to stop him at just about no gain. So it will be 4th down and 4. They spot the ball at the inside the 15 at about the 14.
4th and 5.
now
They're going
Wareham,
for it.
the Wareham players trying to get their fans up on their feet. See out there on the field for Wareham, number 41, Matt McKay. Trying to get the fans up on their feet. On this side, the Fenwick fans are on their feet. Pitch back to Doyle. Doyle, a good block that time by Lynch, and Doyle was stopped, and Fenwick will cough up the ball. 1st and 10 for Wareham at about the 15-yard line. Doyle couldn't get the first down, and that time, once again, as we have said, Wareham has been came in here with the reputation of an outstanding offensive team, have shown some great strength on defense. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wareham as we have a timeout on the field. Wareham goes over to the sidelines. So with 8:53 left to play in today's game, the score is Wareham 20 and Fenwick nothing.
At the end of the game, we ask everyone to stay in the stands for the presentation of the trophies. Please do not go on the field at the end of the game.
We're going to be we'll be staying here with this game at the end of the game, as they will have the presentation of the trophies. Okay, what I'll do is I'll turn it over the field with about a minute and a half left about the end of it. Now get out of the field. Okay. All right, now with 8:53 left to play in the game, and the score, Wareham 20, Fenwick 6. Wareham has the ball on the Fenwick 14-yard line, on the Wareham 14-yard line. 1st and 10. And they hand the ball off to number 28, Goucher, and Goucher picks up close to the first down.
He was tackled by number 56,
Scott Doobie was in on the play, and the referee spot the ball just outside the 25-yard line, and that's good enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Wareham. Ball is on their own 26. And number 44, Bishop, breaks it this time, and he's being chased down and finally run down by Scott Doobie. But number 44, Bishop, broke that one for about a 30-yard run. And now the ball is deep in Fenwick territory. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wareham. Wareham has a new quarterback in the game, number 10, Joshua Lopes. He's a junior. All right, Lopes calling signals. He hands it off to number 44, Bishop, and Bishop this time is met by the front line of Fenwick, picks up only about a yard.
He was tackled by number 88, Mike Burrell.
Mike Burrell was in on the tackle. It'll be second down and about 8. Ball is on the 20-yard line of the Crusaders. Lopes calling signals. Lopes spins, hands it off to number 14, Tripp, and Tripp picks up another big chunk of yardage. Brings it down close to the first down, and it is a first down. He picked up 9 yards on the carry, and the ball is now on the Fenwick 10-yard line. where it'll be 1st and 10. And it's just over the 10-yard line, so once again, Wareham can make the first down. Lopes calling signals. Lopes turns, and Lopes keeps the ball. Lopes around the side. Lopes down about the 3-yard line, where he's tripped up by Scott Doobie.
Ball carried by number 10, Joshua Lopes.
So it'll be 2nd down and about a yard for the first down. .6:13 left to play in the game. We're going to stay with this one at the end of the game for the presentation of the plaques, and then we'll see if we can get to talk to Coach Costabile. Lopes calling signals. Lopes turns, and it's a touchdown for Wareham. Ball carried by number 4 as Cooper came in as a running back that time. So the quarterback who started the game, Steve Cooper, came in as a running back, took the handoff from Lopes and went in to make it 26-0. 5:56 left to play in the game. Wareham, with 4 touchdowns here this afternoon, have shown their explosiveness. All right, back in the director's chair is Brian Casas. Dan Peculian had directed the third quarter and part of the 4th. All right, now Wareham will try a kick. Ball is snapped, and it's a fake. Number 33, Craig Baralt kept the ball, and they were stopped way back at about the 10-yard line. So as the teams come back up to the field, the score is Wareham 26 and Fenwick nothing. And once again, we have a lot of people that would like to recognize today for the fine work that they have done. As usual, the Fenwick Video Club out here in the freezing cold, as they have been all year long. And it was Greg Bedard, Jared Diglio, Phil Klebanski, Brian Casas, Dan Peculian, David Paul, Amanda Folsom, Ann Bedard, John Bedard, Adam Stifel, Albie Chechi, Adam Salzman, Greg O'Brien, Mike Marini, Sheila Redzidowitz, Jen Horn, Amanda Folsom, and Brian Burns. And again, can't say enough, can't thank them enough, the crew from Peabody Cablevision. They have brought their equipment out here. They have been just unbelievable to these kids, letting them come in and use the equipment. Nick and Camille and Paul Garland, we can't stop thanking them for all of everything that they have done. All right, kicking off is Doug Kelch. And Grocky has a little trouble with it. Grocky finally picks it up. Grocky coming up the middle and gets the ball up to about the 25-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. And they're going to bring it up to about the 30-yard line. So it'll be first and 10, where the Crusaders will put the ball into play. We have a new quarterback in the game for the Crusaders. Senior Ben Larrabee has come into the game for the Crusaders, a senior from Beverly. Credanis split wide to the right. Larrabee hands the ball off to Doyle, and Doyle picks up about 5 yards.
By number 31, Joe Doyle.
So they bring us forward progress up to the... There is 5:31 left to play in the game.
2nd and 10 at the 37.
All right, it's going to be 2nd down and about 3. Doyle picked up 7 on the play. And now, number 7, Tom Walzak is the quarterback. Thank you from the van for pointing out one of my infrequent
I'll tell you, Wareham today has shown form that they have, I assume, shown throughout the whole season, and proving that they have, showing how they have been an undefeated team this whole season. It looks like they may continue that with this game.
One of the great things about this are the now that the kids from the video club are directing this game, they can all tell me what to do. But things will change on Monday. All right, after the timeout, both teams come back out on the field. And Tom Walchuk, the quarterback, he has Jim Grocky in the backfield. Art Kudanis, slot back. Kudanis comes out, split wide to the right. Grocky, the deep back. Matt Lynch, the middle back. Walchuk pitches back. A fake reverse. Grocky still with the ball. Grocky brings it up to first down territory. We'll see where they spot it. He was tackled by Gaucha, and it was enough for a first down. Ball is at the 47-yard line, about the 44-yard line. We first and 10 for the Crusaders. Walchuk back to pass. Rifles one, and off the shoulder pads of Kasperzak, incomplete. So it'll be second and 10 at the 44.
Number 81, Tom Kasperzak. That winning ticket again, 024-016. If you've got the ticket, bring it over to the concession stand and collect your winnings.
All right, Joe Cullen leads him out, takes him out of the huddle. Top. There's a little bit of confusion on the field, and referee's down talking to the Fenwick team, and there's a timeout called. Okay. 5:14 left to play in the game. Wareham leading 26-0. So the offensive power of Wareham has showed itself today. They have completely dominated the ground game. Joe Doyle for the Crusaders has done a great job in piling up the yards, but again, the Wareham defense, once the Crusaders started to threaten, were able to shut them down cold. Walchuk, the quarterback, calling signals. Walchuk pitches it back to Kudanis. Kudanis cuts it upfield and gets it back to about the line of scrimmage.
Ball carried by number 25.
He may have lost a yard.
He was tackled by number 44, Stephen Bishop.
Steve Bishop in on the tackle. It will be third down and 10. All right, there's Walchuk, back to pass. Throws a wobbly pass down to Walchuk, and it's intercepted by number 44, Steve Bishop. The ball was off Kasperzak's hands and into the hands of Bishop. So once again, tough break for the Crusaders. The second interception this afternoon. It'll be first and 10 for Wareham. We're down to the last 4.5 minutes of play for this season. The Fenwick stands very quiet now. A little bit disappointed, but I'll tell you, they have nothing to be ashamed of. The Crusaders had just a fantastic season, finishing first in the Catholic Central League with a 9-1 record, tying their record for the most wins in a season. The ball carrier that time was Matt McKay, and he was met by the whole front part of the Fenwick defense. Ball is now on the 46-yard line, and it's 2nd and 9. Ball handed off in the middle, and getting up off the bottom of the pile that time, number 33 for Craig Burrell. So it'll be 3rd down and about 8. Ball is on the 46-yard line of Wareham. Wareham in control of today's game, leading 26-0 with just over 3 minutes left to play. Lopes keeps the ball, and Lopes is finally brought down after a gain of about 15-yard line. Mike Karen gets up off the pile. And Lopes also showed us that he can handle the ball pretty well. Not as deceptive as Cooper, but he's still doing a fine job out there.
Exactly, he's getting the gains, and that's all that Wareham needs. Keep moving the ball down the field with those gains of 5-10 yards.
Okay, Lopes calling signals. We're under 3 minutes left in today's game. Lopes turns, hands it off. Gain of about 8 yards that time in the now Wareham coming in with a whole new backfield. Ball that time was handed off to Doug Kelch. Scott Doobie comes off the field. Scott's played a good game in the trenches today for the Crusaders. Two minutes and 18 seconds left to play. Lopes at quarterback. Wareham in their T formation, the Bay City T. And pile up in the front line. Looks like it may be enough for a first down for Wareham. And as I said earlier, completely new backfield for Wareham. A lot of players getting a chance to get into this Super Bowl game. It's been an exciting week here at Fenwick. It's kind of disappointing that the Crusaders could not pull out the victory, but once again, just an outstanding game, outstanding season by the Crusaders.
Ball carried by number 41, Matt McKay.
Matt McKay, the ball carrier. McKay picked up about a half a yard. Brian Riley. Brian Riley was in on the tackle. Jim Grocky comes off the field. And there's timeout on the field. We have just over a minute left to play. We're going to stay with it this afternoon for the presentation of the award. Yep. Someone down there in the room. Okay, at the end of the game, they're going to show the presentation. That'll give me a chance to get down and try to get it there. What'd you say? Minute and 18 seconds left, and we can see the Wareham team over on the far sidelines are now hooping it up over there. And Wareham now is going to be taking the knee with a minute and 14 seconds left. So, now we have a new quarterback, Quirino Del Canto, for quarterback. So we're going to be going down on the field. We'll stay on with the for the presentation of the awards first, and then of the first and second place plaques. Del Canto takes it and hands it off in the backfield. No gain. Third. It'll be third down. Fourth down and about 7 for Whalen.
the trophy.
For Wareham. So 4th and 7. Ball is right just inside the 20. And quarterback just holds on to the ball. There's 13 seconds left. The clock, the scoreboard clock is stopped. And Fenwick takes over on downs. 1st and 10. They have the ball on their own 17-yard line. So Fenwick with just a couple of plays left. Down the plays down there. All right, both teams coming back on the field. And this would be probably the last play of the season for the Crusaders. The Crusaders have had a fantastic season this year at 9-1. It'll be going to 9-2 with today's loss, but nothing to be ashamed of. Ball handed off up the middle. And there's 7 seconds left. The fans are counting it down, and both teams leave the field, and the final score this afternoon has been Wareham 26 and Fenwick nothing. And you can see the Wareham team at midfield with just an enormous pile. Fenwick team walking out on the field. So we're going to stay with it in just a second. There'll be the presentation of the plaques after the teams shake hands, but just a marvelous display of both offense and defense by the Wareham team today. They stopped Fenwick cold, and themselves they were able to keep up their average of over 20 points a game. Phil?
Well, disappointing loss for Fenwick, but they could not keep Steve Cooper and Wareham's ball handling at bay. They just scored 3-4 touchdowns. Fenwick was unable to use that passing game that they usually do. Greg?
Wareham did dominate, but I would like to congratulate Fenwick on a fine season and making history. This is the first time Fenwick has been in the Super Bowl.
Our team's now going across the field, shaking hands. And for the last time this afternoon, we want to recognize the members of the video club: Greg Bedard, Phil Klebanski, Brian Casas, Dan Peculian, David Paul, Amanda Folsom, Ann Bedard, John Bedard, Adam Steifel, Albie Tecci, Adam Salzman, Greg O'Brien, Jared Diglio, Mike Marini, Sheila Rezidowitz, Jennifer Hahn, and Brian Burns. Just a great job these kids did. And once again, a whole lot of thanks to Cablevision of Peabody, Nick Spiliotis and Camille and Paul Garland for the way they have just taken our kids in with them. And I'll tell you one thing. I know that they can hear me in the van. We just want to say thanks. The kids have had a great experience, and this has been a year's worth of learning for them. So we're going to be staying with this, and down on the field they will have the presentation of the plaques, and we'll be going down to see if we can have an interview with some of the Fenwick players. Look, I'm going to go down in the field now. Do you want to stay on with the sound, and I'll just let it go for a couple of minutes? Okay. All right, we're going to turn this over to Greg and Phil while we go down to the field for some wrap up.
Thank you, Tony Giuliano. As I said before, Fenwick is a disheartening loss against Wareham. They could not capitalize on their running game. Just could not capitalize on Cooper's running game. They bought Cooper left and right with the ball, scored a number of touchdowns, 2-point conversion. Fenwick's Scott Shepperson was unable to use his honed passing game used in most games. There was a very strong wind right to left over the field today. I think Coach Costabile did not want to risk it, and when they did play with the passing game, there were 2 interceptions and almost a third. They were unable to capitalize on Wareham. You have anything to say? Right now we are awaiting the presentation of the plaques to the two teams. Fenwick has gathered in the end zone. Wareham is at the 40-yard line, and we will be waiting for this presentation momentarily. Again, just to recap, the score in this game, 26-0, Fenwick defeating Fenwick. We are awaiting the presentation of the plaques to the two teams, and we will have hopefully an interview afterwards. Right now, Bishop Fenwick, the team is going to center field. Congratulate Wareham and accept the plaque.
Congratulations to Fenwick.
Let's have a big hand for both teams. Both of these teams have had great seasons. They both deserve to be here today, and we salute you both. We would first like to ask head coach Al Costabile and Captain Art Kadanis, Matt Lynch, Brian Riley, and Paul Moray to step forward and receive their trophies as the Division 4A
Right now, Fenwick captains are receiving their trophies.
Let's hear it from Bishop Fenwick.
And here we are witnessing Fenwick history as their first Super Bowl ever.
Trophies for the year.
And now I would like to ask head coach Dave Harrison.
Right now, you're looking at the Bishop Fenwick coaches and players at the end of their disheartening 26-0 loss to Wareham.
Chad Gaucho and Joe Tripp to step forward and receive the trophy as the Division 4 champs.
Right now, the Wareham captains and coach are receiving their division champion trophies. The Wareham team is now surrounding the captains, holding their trophy as Division 4 champions. Coaches.